Hello friends and my dear students, I welcome you all to my channel. I hope you are all well and your studies are also going on well. This video is part of the playlist CBSE Maths for class 9 following the textbook of author RD Sharma, where I primarily discuss about the key concepts and formulas to for problem solving. In this video, I will solve set 2 of problems which are word problems that requires to form a linear equation from a real life statement. If you find this video beneficial, then please like it, share it with your friends, and please support me by subscribing to my channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. Okay, so the first problem says that the cost of a notebook is twice the cost of a pen. If the cost of a notebook is rupees X and that of a pen is rupees Y, then a linear equation in two variables to represent the given condition is. So the cost of a notebook is rupees X and the cost of a pen is rupees Y. Okay, and it is given that the cost of a notebook is twice the cost of a pen. Okay, so the cost of a notebook is rupees X and it is given that it is twice the cost of a pen. So 2 times the cost of a pen. But the cost of a pen is given as in terms of the variable y is rupees y. So we have rupees X is equal to 2 into rupees y. Basically this is rupees 2 into y. So now we can ignore the unit of rupees from both the sides and we get X is equal to 2y. Now in general we express in this type of equation where we have X is equal to some constant into y, or y equals to some constant into X. In general, the standard method, the standard convention is to express y in terms of X. So this will be y is equal to X by 2. So this is the linear equation that has been formed that relates the variables X and Y based on the given statement that the cost of a notebook is twice the cost of a pen. Okay, now we have to select the correct choice. Now all the choices are given in the standard format. So if we rewrite so this is the equation. If we express this equation in the standard form, we get 2y is equal to X. This implies X minus 2y is equal to 0. So the correct choice is B. B is the correct choice. Let's see the next problem. Auto rickshaw fare in a city is rupees 20 for first 2 kilometers and rupees 6 per kilometer for subsequent distances covered. Taking the distance covered as x kilometer and total fare as rupees y, the linear equation which expresses the above statement is. Okay, so it is very important to understand what the variables X and Y are representing. X, the variable X is representing the distance traveled in kilometer. Okay, and Y represents the total fare in covering the total fare by the of the auto rickshaw in covering the distance of x kilometer. Okay, where the information given is that the auto rickshaw fare is rupees 20 for first 2 kilometer, and then for any subsequent extra kilometer it will be rupees 6. Okay, so if we consider the total distance covered is x kilometer, then okay, so the total fare is rupees y. Okay, let's see how we compute the total fare in traveling x kilometer. So the total fare is given to be y, rupees y. So rupees y will be equal to we know that for the first 2 kilometers traveled the auto rickshaw charges rupees 20. So rupees 20 plus what is if x is the total distances traveled, what will be the extra distances traveled apart from the first 2 kilometer? It will obviously be x minus 2. if we leave the first 2 kilometer, if the total distance covered is x kilometer, then leaving the first 2 kilometer, what is the subsequent distance covered? Leaving the first 2 kilometer, it should be x minus 2. Okay, and now for this x minus 2 kilometer, the charge is rupees 6. That is rupees 6 per kilometer is the charge, will be the charge for x minus 2 kilometer. So what will be the total charge for x minus 2 kilometer? It will be multiplied by rupees 6. So we get rupees y is equal to rupees 20 plus rupees 6 into x minus 2. This is equal to rupees, we can say 20 plus 6x minus 12, which is equal to rupees 6x plus 8. Now, so we get rupees y is equal to rupees 6x plus 8. So I can ignore now the rupees, that is the unit, from both the sides, and I get y is equal to 6x plus 8. So this is the linear equation formed between the two variables x and y, where y is the total fare in traveling x kilometer. So the correct choice is A. A is the correct choice. Now, if I am doing any kind of calculation mistake or applying concepts incorrectly or coming up with incorrect solution, then please feel free to let me know in the comment section. I will appreciate that. And if you have any query regarding my steps of solution, if at any particular step, if any particular step is not clear to you, or if you have any kind of query, then also please let me know. I will do my best to help you out. Let's see the next problem. Question number 3. Let's make some space. Question number 3 says that in triangle ABC, angle A is x degree. So clearly x is the variable. Angle B is y degree, y is also the variable. And angle C is twice that of angle A. Angle C, okay, so angle A is given to be x degree. Angle B is given to be y degree. And angle C is given to be twice that of angle A, 2 times angle A, which will be 2 times 2x degree. Okay, find the linear equation in the two variables x and y. So in this problem, there is no statement given. So how do we form a linear equation in x and y? So we have to apply the concept, we have to apply some fact, some statement. We know that the sum of the angles in a triangle is always equal to 180 degree. We know the angle A, we know the angle B, we know the angle C. So definitely we must have angle A plus angle B plus an angle C, that is the sum of the angles property in a triangle. We know the sum of the angles in a triangle is equals to 180 degree. Now angle A is x degree, angle B is y degree, and angle C is twice x degree, is equal to 180 degree. Okay, so this implies x degree plus 2x degree is 3x degree, plus y degree is equal to 180 degree. Further simplifying, I can say 3x plus y degree is equal to 180 degree. Now I can ignore the units of degree and say 3x plus y is equal to 180. So this is the linear equation form that relates the variable x and y, where x was the angle of A, y was the angle of B, and it was given that the angle C is twice the angle of A. And we have used the fact that the sum of the angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degree. Okay, let's see the next problem. The coordinates of the point A is x comma y. Another point B has coordinates whose abscissa is thrice that of A and ordinate is 2.5 times that of A. Okay, so we can clearly see that the coordinates of the point A is given as variable. x coordinate is x or abscissa is x, and ordinate or y coordinate is given as y. Okay, and there is another point B whose coordinate is that is abscissa and ordinate is given in terms of the coordinates of point A. So for the point B, it is saying that B has coordinates whose abscissa, that is the x coordinate, is thrice that of A. Abscissa of A is x, so abscissa of B, the point B, will be 3x. And the ordinate is 2.5 times. 2.5 times means 5 by 2 that of A. That is, the ordinate of B is 5 by 2 times the ordinate of A. So it will be 5 by 2 y. Okay. Now it is saying the absolute difference between abscissa of points A and B. The absolute difference between abscissa of points A and B means, what is the difference between abscissa of points A and B? It is the abscissa of A minus abscissa of B. What is abscissa of A? It is x. What is abscissa of B? 3x. So the difference is 3x. So this is the difference of the abscissa of A and the abscissa of B. And the absolute difference will be nothing but mod, or this is the mod of operator. Mod of A, if A is a variable or any number, then mod of A is nothing but, you ignore the sign positive, or if A is negative, then also if you ignore the sign and just take the numerical value. So mod, absolute value or numerical value of a number, they all mean the same thing. That is mod of minus 3. I hope you are already familiar with this mod operator. So mod of minus 3 is 3, mod of 0 is 0, mod of 2 is 2, mod of 4 minus 6 is 2. Okay. So the absolute difference between abscissa of points A and B is modulus of x minus 3x, which is modulus of minus 2x. Now modulus of minus 2x, if there is a negative sign inside the modulus operator, then you can ignore the negative sign. This will be modulus of 2x. And you can bring out any constant from the modulus, any constant outside. That is, this will be 2 into mod x. Okay. Now this is the absolute difference between abscissa of points A and B. It is given absolute difference between abscissa of points A and B is 10 more than the absolute difference between the ordinates of point A and B. What is the difference of the ordinates of point A and B? It will be ordinate of A, which is y, minus ordinate of B, which is 5 by 2 y. This is the difference between the ordinate of A and ordinate of B. What will be the absolute difference? We have to put the modulus operator. This is equal to modulus of minus 3y by 2. As I said, I will ignore the negative sign inside any modulus operator. This will be modulus of 3 by 2 y, and I will bring the constant outside. So this is 3 by 2 mod y. So now how will I relate 2 into mod x and 3 by 2 into mod y? It is given the absolute difference between abscissa of points A and B, which is 2 into mod x, is 10 more than the absolute difference between the ordinates of point A and B. So I have 3 by 2 mod of y plus 10 is equal to 2 into mod x. So this is the relation that we got between the variables x and y. Now there is a modulus operator. This definitely is not actually a linear equation in two variables. We have to eliminate, we have to remove the modulus operator. It has to be absolutely in terms of x and y. Okay. Now I don't think so how do I remove the modulus operator? Okay, so one thing is that you must be knowing the modulus of x is equal to x if x is positive, and modulus of x is equal to negative of x if x is negative. modulus of x, whatever the value of x is, if x is a positive number, then modulus of x will be equal to x, and if x is a negative number, then modulus of x is equal to minus of x. So now I can say that this is the relation we got between x and y, but we have a modulus operator. So now I can say that 3 by 2 multiplied by modulus of y plus 10 will be equal to 2 into x if x is greater than 0, and it will be minus 2x if x is less than 0. Okay, fine. Or we can say that now how will I? So we got two cases. If x is for all the values of x greater than 0, we can also put greater than equals to 0. Now mod x is equal to x if x is greater than equal to 0, and mod x is minus x if x is less than 0. So this is the definition of modulus operator you must be knowing from your previous classes. Okay, so we have this equation. When x is greater than equal to 0, we have a 3 by 2 modulus of y plus 10 is equal to twice x, and if x is less than 0, we have 3 by 2 modulus of y plus 10 is equal to minus 2x. Now we have removed the modulus operator from x, and we got these two cases. Now I will remove the modulus operator from y. What will be the equation? Now suppose that so this is the condition. So this is the two equations we are getting for two cases, that 3 by 2 modulus of y is, I can say, plus 10 is equal to 2x when x is greater than equal to 0, and we have 3 by 2 modulus of y plus 10 is equal to minus 2x when x is less than 0. Now for these two individual cases, I will again consider when y is greater than equal to 0 and y is less than 0. So I can now say that these two equations, the first equation, this equation, I can now express it as, it will be, so modulus of y will be again y if y is greater than equal to 0. So I can write 3 by 2 y plus 10 will be equal to twice x when x is greater than equal to 0 and y is greater than equal to 0. And for this equation, I can say 3 by 2 mod y will be minus y if y is less than 0, plus 10 is equal to twice x when x is greater than equal to 0 and y is less than 0. So these two equations I got from based on the first equation, this equation. So similarly for this equation also, I will have another two equations. So we will have basically four equations. That is, one case will be when x is greater than equal to 0, y is greater than equal to 0. Another case will be when x is greater than equal to 0, y is less than 0. And another case will be when x is less than 0 and y is greater than equal to 0. And the last case will be when x is less than 0 and y is less than 0. So we will have, there will be four equations based on depending on the whether x and y are greater than equal to 0 or less than 0. So I am not writing the other two equations. I hope you will be able to make it out from this equation. Okay, let's see the next problem. Question number 5. The numerator and denominator of a fraction in simplest form are x and y respectively. Okay, so the fraction is x by y, where in the simplest form, a fraction in the simplest form means the numerator and the denominator do not have any common factor, or their common factor is 1. Okay, when the numerator is increased by 3, when the numerator is increased by 3, the fraction becomes 1 by 4. So if I increase the numerator, I have x plus 3 divided by 5 by y. This is equal to 1 by 4. So clearly we will get a linear equation in x and y. This will imply if I do cross multiplication, I have 4 into x plus 3 is equal to y. Expanding the left hand side, I have 4x plus 12 is equal to y, and in the standard form the equation becomes 4x minus y plus 12 is equal to 0. So this is the linear equation formed in the two variables x and y, where x from the this equation demonstrates the statement that a fraction having numerator and denominator x and y, when the numerator is increased by 3, the fraction becomes 1/4. This information is represented by this linear equation. Let's see the next problem. Question number 6. 35% of the employees in a factory are females and others are males. Form an equation and draw the graph showing the number of females and males. So form an equation and draw the graph showing the number of females and males. So clearly the number of females and males are the variables. So let's say let x be number of females and y be number of males. Okay. Now it is given. So what is the fact given based on which we will be able to create a linear equation in x and y? It is telling that 35% of the employees in a factory are females. Okay. So and others are males. That is 65% are males. Okay. So if I consider let total number of employees be E, or total number of employees be N. So now I can say that it is given 35% of the employees in a factory are females. So I can say that 35% of the total employees will be 35% of N is equal to females will be X. This implies 35% of N is 35 by 100 multiplied by N is equal to X. After simplifying 35 by 100, it will be 7N by 20 is equal to X. Okay. So this implies N is equal to 20 by 7x. Okay. Now we also know that 65% of the employees are males. So 65% of total employees, which is capital N, should be equal to Y, because we have assumed Y to be the, not assumed, it is given, we are the number of males, females and males, the number of females we have assumed to be the variable X, and number of males we have assumed to be the variable Y. So this implies that 65% of N means 65 by 100 into N is equal to Y. This implies N is equal to 100 by 65 Y, which is 520 by 13. So once we get N equals to 20x by 7, we also get N equals to 20 by 13. So this implies we can say 20x by 7 should be equal to 20y by 13, or we can say dividing both the sides by 20, we have x by 7 is equal to y by 13. Doing cross multiplication, we can say from this we can say y is equal to 13 by 7 into x. So y equals to 13x by 7. This is the linear equation in x and y. Okay, let's see the next problem. Question number 7. The ratio of girls and boys in a class is 1:3. Okay, set up an equation between the number of students in the class and the number of boys in the class. Okay, so it is asking to set up an equation between the number of students in the class. So the variables will be number of students in the class and number of boys in the class. Okay, remember that the number of students is equal to the number of boys and girls. Okay, so let x be number of students and y be number of boys. We have to form a linear equation in x and y based on the given information. Okay, so x, we have assumed x to be the number of students and y to be the number of boys. So this implies number of girls will be equal to number of students minus number of boys. It will be x minus y. So what will be the ratio of girls and boys? Ratio of girls and boys will be equal to number of girls is x minus y and number of boys is y. Okay, so this is given to be 1/3. The ratio is given as 1:3. So we get x minus y by y is 1/3. So clearly doing cross multiplication, we will get 3 into x minus y is equal to y. Expanding the LHS, we have 3x minus 3y is equal to y. This implies 3x is equal to 4y. This implies y is equal to 3 by 4x. So this is the linear equation between the variables x and y, where x we have assumed to be the number of students and y to be the number of boys. Now it has also asked from the equation find the number of boys in a class of 40 students. Okay, so number of students was x. So basically it is asking to find the value of y when x is 20. So when x is 40, that is the number of students, when the number of students is 40, what will be the value of y? And the value of y will give the number of boys in the class when the total number of students is 40. When x is equals to 40, this implies from this equation we get y is equal to 3 by 4 multiplied by 40, which is 30. So this implies that the number of boys will be 30 when the number of students in the class is 40. Okay, let's see the next problem. Question number 8. When Anuj was born, his father was 25 years old. Express this in the form of an equation and draw the graph showing Anuj and his father's age. Find the father's age when Anuj is 25 years old. Okay, so what are the variables? The variables are the age of Anuj and age of his father. Okay, so when Anuj was born, his father was 25 years old. Okay, so so clearly we can see that the father's age, the father of Anuj will always be 25 years more than the age of Anuj. So let age of Anuj be x years. This implies that age of uh, when Anuj was born, his father was 25 years old. When Anuj was born, his father was 25 years old. Okay. So what? How? Okay. 25 years old. Okay. So let age of Anuj be X years. Okay. So clearly we can see that, and let's say, and we have to and age of Anuj's father be by years. By years. Okay. At any time, let's say age of Anuj is X years and age of his father is Y years. Now, from the fact that when Anuj was born, his father was 25 years. So the difference in age, remember that the difference in age of Anuj and his father will always be same, no matter at what time you consider. I mean, after Anuj was born, after 5 years, Anuj was born, or even after 10 years, their difference between their age will always be the same. So, what is the difference? The difference between Anuj and his father will always be constant, same. So, what is the difference between Anuj and his father? It is 25. So, we can clearly say that y minus x will always be 25. So, clearly this is the linear equation in x, in the variables x and y, or the age of Anuj and age of his father. In the standard form, this is x minus y minus 25 is equal to 0. So this is the linear equation in the standard form between x and y, where x represents the age of Anuj and y represents the age of his father. Now it is asking that find father's age. Okay, now what will be? We have to draw the graph. So this is I have already discussed how to draw the graph from the given equation in x and y. You have to find 2 points, and those 2 points, it is preferable that you find 2 coordinates of the graph, of this graph, and those 2 coordinates should be the points where the graph of this equation is intersecting the x-axis and the y-axis. So if I consider A to be the point, so from the equation at x equals to 0, if I consider the coordinate of a point, whose x coordinate of a point, okay, first of all, from this equation, if I consider what x equals to 0, what will be the value of y? Y will be minus 25, and at y equals to 0, what will be the value of x? X will be, if y is 0, then the value of x will be 25. So clearly we can say that 0 comma minus 25 is the root of the equation, is the root of this equation. Also we can say that 25 comma 0 is the root. Now 0 comma minus 25 is a point, is the coordinate of a point which lies on the y-axis. Whenever in a coordinate, if you abscissa is 0, it means it lies on the y-axis, and if the ordinate is 0, it means it lies on the x-axis. So let's try to draw the graph of the equation. This is the y-axis, this is the x-axis, this is the origin O. Now, so the graph of this line, clearly the 0 minus 25 is the root of this graph, is the root of this equation, which means the coordinate, the point having coordinates 0 comma minus 25 will lie on the graph. Now the point, the coordinate 0 minus 25 will be somewhere over here. Let's say this be the point A, which is 0 minus 25, and the point whose coordinate is 25 comma 0 will lie on the x-axis, which will be somewhere here, 0 25 comma 0. So we have plotted 2 points that will lie on the graph. So the graph will be, we just join the points A and B. So this is the, let's say, P and Q graph or line of the equation x minus y minus 25 is equal to 0. Okay, so this we have drawn the graph. Now it is asking find the father's age when Anuj is 25 years old. Okay, so basically we have to find y when the value of x is 25, because we have represented the age of x, the age of Anuj as x and the age of father as y. So from this equation, putting x is equal to 25, we have to find the value of y. So when x is equal to 25, y will be equal to, we know, 25 plus x, which is equal to 25 plus 25, which is equal to 50. So the father's age will be 50 years when Anuj's age is 25 years old. So that is all for this video. I hope I have solved enough word problems that requires to form a linear equation in two variables given on some, based on some real life statements or facts. If this video was beneficial, then please like it, share it with your friends, and once again please support me by subscribing to my channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. So I think I have completed the chapter of linear equations in two variables, and I have solved enough problem for that will give you a good clarity of how to solve, how to apply the concepts of solutions of linear equations, the graph of a linear equation, and the word problems to form linear equation and solve the problems. Probably in the next video I will be starting a new chapter. I think it will be coordinate geometry. So please stay tuned. I'm ending the video here. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, take care and bye.